Good afternoon, everybody. Chuck and Metalhead here. Hope you're doing well. Decided I'd get filming today right in the comfortable place of my own unmade bed. So how about that? Big news just then. Just reading on rollingstone.com. Eminem, Dolly Parton, Duran, Lionel Richie lead Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2022 class. But Benatar, Judas, Simon, Eurythmics, and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis will also enter the Cleveland institution. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame officially announced this year's inductions, including Eminem, Dolly Parton, Duran, Lionel Richie, Benatar, Eurythmics, and Simon will be joined the class of 22 as a performance category. Additionally, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and Judas Priest will receive the Musical Excellence Award. Harry Belafonte and Elizabeth Cotton will be given the Early Influence Award, and attorney Alan Grubman, record executive producer Jimmy Iovine, and R&B singer Sugar Hill Records founder Sylvia Robinson will be presented with the Ahmet Erigün Award. The induction ceremony will be held on November 5th, 2022 at the Microsoft Theatre in Los Angeles. It will air later today on HBO and stream on HBO Max. There will be a radio stimulcast on Cyrix Experiment Hall of Fame. The device group of inductees each had profound impact on the sound of youth culture and helped change the course of rock and roll. John Skies, chairman of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, said in a statement, "The music moved generation and influenced so many artists that followed. Dolly Parton is entering the hall despite her declaration on March 14th, which at the bounce went out that she was removing herself from consideration. The Hall of Fame said it was too late for such a move, and Parton reversed course as the voting period was closed late last week. It was always my belief the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was for people in rock music," she told NPR. "I found out lately it's not necessary that, but if they can't go there to be recognized, where can they go? And so I felt like I was taking away from someone that maybe deserved it, certainly more than me, since I never considered myself as a rock artist." And then I also mentioned how the current acts who are getting inducted, they're all active except for Eurythmics, who they haven't been together for many years, but they did a set in New York a couple of years ago. Also, Duran will be inducted with Annie Taylor and Warren Kirkolo. The inducted Judas Priest is a chance for the band to reunite with KK Dowling, and also former drummers Les Binks and David Holland will be inducted. Holland's been dead since 2018. Binks drums in KK Priest's band. Eminem is the only hip-hop artist to be inducted as a performer this year, the only artist being released music in the 90s. The people who didn't get in are Devo, Kate Bush, Rage Against the Machine, Diane Warwick, A Tribe Called Quest, New York Dolls, Beck, MC5, and Fela Kuti. I don't understand why they are not inducting Judas Priest in the performers category. I mean, if you wanted to induct an artist that was like an early influence in heavy metal, maybe induct Steppenwolf, but I mean Steppenwolf haven't been inducted as yet. And I believe Eminem is pretty much just the odd one out. He's not really rock and roll. I mean, come on, it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not the Rappers and Poppers Hall of Fame. He doesn't really belong there. I would initially think Beck would have got in as a shoo-in. I'm quite annoyed they did not induct MC5 and New York Dolls. Those guys are like just dinosaurs of rock music, and they've been at it for many years. I mean, why induct Bon Jovi and Guns N' Roses before these two groups? I can understand why they wouldn't induct Rage Against the Machines now, because it's best that they start inducting, well, bands that were like way before their time. It really annoys me Kate Bush hasn't been inducted, because, I mean, the only way to get Kate Bush out of her shell would be to induct her into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But she's really reclusive. She has not done a concert since 2014. She hardly makes any public appearances. She doesn't put a new album out in over 10 years. I'm really grateful that they did induct Pat Benatar, Lionel Richie, Dolly Parton, and Simon, because yeah, they are definitely not rock and roll. Maybe not Dolly Parton, but I mean, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has lacked a lot of women in the Hall of Fame. I'm a bit shamed that Fela Kuti was inducted. I mean, he's from Nigeria. I don't think there are any African musicians that have been put in the Rock Hall of Fame. I mean, Dave Matthews Band was nominated many years ago, but they weren't inducted. We get all these other categories like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, right? They produce all the Janet Jackson albums. They do belong as a non-performer. And also Harry Belafonte. This guy is like almost 90 years old. He worked with like Johnny Clegg. He was in so many different movies. He's an old legend. He deserves to be there. And matter of fact, when Public Enemy were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013, he enshrined them on the hall that night. So I don't think that they've made any like wrong decisions this year, except for Eminem. Also, I mean, they've been inducting a lot of new wave bands recently. Eurythmics do deserve that to get in. They were a rock band, in my opinion. But also, same goes with Carly Simon. Yeah, but I mean, yet again, there are so many legends who are not inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame. So just reading the biggest rock hall of snubs, you know, think about it, like Alice in Chains, Bad Brains, Barry White, Billy Idol, Black Flag, Blue Oyster Cult, Brian Eno, the Carpenters, the Commodores, Dave Matthews Band, the Dead Kennedys, Devo, Diana Ross, even though she's not really rock and roll, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Faith No More, The Flaming Lips, Fugazi, Graham Parsons, The Guess Who, Harry Nilsson, Husker Du, In Excess, Iron Maiden, The Jam, James Dixon, Jethro Tull, Jim Crockett, Joy Division, Kate Bush, King Crimson, Cool and the Gang, Massive Attack, MC5, Megadeth, The Monkees, Motley Crue, Metalhead, My Bloody Valentine, New Order, New York's Dolls, Nick Cave, Nick Drake, Oasis, The Offspring, Outkast, Ozzy Osbourne, Pantera, Pet Shop Boys, Peter Paul and Mary, Pixies, PJ Harvey, Rage Against the Machine, The Replacements, The Runaways, Slayer, Smashing Pumpkins, The Smiths, Sonic Youth, Sonic, Soundgarden, Sparkles, The Spinners, for God's sake, 36 years, and only nominated 3 times, would you believe? And Steppenwolf, Thin Lizzy, Three Dog Night, Tool, Tori Amos, War, Warren Zevon, Weezer, Weird Al Yankovic, Wilco, Wu-Tang Clan, XTC. They're all deserving of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And it's just going to take years and years and years of snubs until they finally get inducted. Yeah. So anyway, this is Metalhead, over and out.